Hello, and welcome to the Steve Jobs Lesson 4, Summarizing Jobs' Stanford Commencement Address, Stories 2 and 3. In the previous lesson, we summarized Story 1 of Steve Jobs' Stanford Commencement Address and identified the central idea and details. Today, we will identify central ideas and details of Stories 2 and 3. We will also write a summary of Stories 2 and 3 of Jobs' address. For this lesson, you will need your copy of Steve Jobs' Stanford Commencement Address, your Jobs Summary handout, and your Reading Response Journal. You're going to read paragraphs 10 through 14 of Steve Jobs' Stanford Commencement Address. You're going to add central ideas and evidence to your Jobs Summary handout. In just a few minutes, you'll have about 10 minutes to complete this activity. But before that, I want to go over a few things. You need to think about the beginning and end of each story in the text. And remember that a central idea is the point that the author wants you to remember the most. What does Steve Jobs want you to remember from this part of the story? Now you will have 10 minutes to complete this section. The heaviness of being successful was replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again, less sure about everything. In your reading response journal, you're going to complete the first sentence stem, the one that says, "This sentence means." What other sentences in Story 2 have a similar meaning to this sentence or support the meaning of this sentence? I'm going to give you 3 minutes to locate additional sentences and mark them on your copy of the text in orange. What do you notice about this sentence? How does what you notice help you understand this sentence? I'm going to give you 60 seconds to write the answers to one of the two sentence starters on the board in your reading response journal. What are the parts of this sentence? What phrases or clauses do you notice? How do those help you understand this sentence? Are there any conjunctions in this sentence? What do those conjunctions mean? Can we rearrange the sentence? What do we have to remove or change? How does rearranging this sentence change its meaning? Now I want you to reflect on your learning by completing one of the sentence stems on the board in your reading log. You will have about 3 minutes to do so. Now that you've found the central ideas and evidence to support the ideas, you are ready to write a summary paragraph. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to write your summary. As you start to gather your words to write the summary, I want you to think about how you're going to start the summary and what central ideas you're going to include, as well as what important details you're going to conclude. Now I want you to read paragraphs 15 through 25 of Steve Jobs' Stanford Commencement Address. As you do, I want you to add your central ideas and evidence to your Steve Jobs summary handout. You will have about 10 minutes to do so. Now that you've found the central ideas and evidence to support the ideas, you will independently write a summary for Story 3. You will have about 8 minutes to do so. If you do not finish in those 8 minutes, it will be for homework. Congratulations! You have completed Lesson 4 of the Steve Jobs unit. In this lesson, you wrote a summary of stories 2 and 3 of the Steve Jobs Stanford Commencement Address. You also practiced identifying the central idea and details of stories 2 and 3.